I've been seeing a whole bunch of videos about the whole 100 men versus one gorilla debate. And honestly, if I had to put my money, my life savings on who's going to win, honestly, I think I'm going to go with the 100 men.
But let's talk about the 100 men. 50 of those 100 men is stone cold.
100 humans will get dog walked by a single gorilla.
We gonna be eating some silverback chicken nuggets.
I am living proof that 100 men could easily defeat one gorilla in a fight. In 2006, working special forces in the Congo from Cape Town, my unit and I were attacked by a silverback gorilla, and I personally pacified and put the gorilla to sleep permanently with just my hands.
Gorillas are homophobic. All we need is 10.5 gay cuz. And if we can somehow get one of the gay dudes to top the gorilla off, the gorilla would just finish himself off. He'd just go jump off a cliff, bro.
So if you've been on the internet recently, you probably heard of the 100 men versus one gorilla debate that's been going on. And the debate is basically people wondering, if 100 men were to fight one gorilla, would the 100 men win this fight by the sheer amount of numbers they have? Or would the gorilla win this fight due to the massive, overwhelming strength advantage it has over human beings? And when I first thought about if 100 dudes were to fight one gorilla, I thought that 100 men would win this fight. But then I thought at least half of the group is about to go. Like at least 50%, at least half of them is gone just off the rip. By the time that fight is over, it might only be like 10 people left. But I think by sheer numbers, men would come out on top in a fight with a gorilla. But then the more I thought about this fight, the more I really went over, the more I analyzed, I kind of thought like, I don't know. Because I mean, we really gotta be real here. The gorilla has so many advantages over humans. And even though there is 100 of us, it is still very possible and very likely that a gorilla would win the fight. Especially when you really think about it. If like 30 people were to just charge at a gorilla, the gorilla's just gonna rip through them like they're fucking paper. That'd be like 30 middle schoolers charging on a grown man. Like it's not, nothing happened. And then at least half of the 70 remaining are just probably gonna lose their will to fight altogether after they watch a gorilla rip the limbs off people's bodies like it's unpeeling a banana. Bro, imagine really thinking you had a chance in this fight. Like you and a group of guys you came out there with, y'all thought, yeah, we got this, we gonna do this, man. Y'all was in the huddle together, yeah, yo, all one, yeah. And then some dude's head just comes flying at you like a fastball. The shit is really gonna have you questioning just how possible winning this fight really is. It's probably gonna have you questioning a whole lot of things. Probably life in general, why you making such dumb decisions and why'd you agree to even be here in the first place. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like even though I think 100 dudes will win, I'm not signing up to be 100 of them. Like, it's gonna be 99 dudes because I'm gonna be off somewhere hiding. Plus you also have to consider what 100 dudes are there. Like is this just 100 random men from across the planet? Because if this is just random picks, it's just boom, we pick somebody out of nowhere, there are just too many possibilities for what type of man is going to be in this fight, and that can lead to so many different outcomes. And depending on the circumstances, that loss is either guaranteed or a win is in the back. Like if it's just a 100-man army of skinny, scrawny, thin dudes or fat dudes, like we might as well just chalk that up as a loss. They ain't gonna be strong, fast, they ain't gonna have no endurance. It's just nothing they can do. But if it's a 100-man army of pro athletes or 100 prime Mike Tysons or some shit, then they probably gonna win that fight. I mean shit, Mike Tyson as it is already thinks he could beat a gorilla 1v1. So I'm sure if 100 prime Mike Tysons came together, they could get the job done. And if not, maybe like 100 Shaqs or something, 100 Brock Lesnar's. Somebody is doing. But like I said, I think the 100 men in this fight is crucial to a win or a loss, and that is why today I will be trying to build the perfect man, and then we will duplicate this perfect man 100 times for the best possible results, to try to figure out if this perfect 100-man team of perfect super soldiers could beat just one gorilla. And I think we can break this down into several categories, from mindset or mental strength to physical attributes like strength, speed, stamina, endurance, durability, and fighting ability, as well as just some intangibles equals, you know, height, weight, long arms, you know, stuff like that. I guess we could probably throw some intelligence in there too. That's probably gonna be real important, especially in a fight like this. These dudes would definitely need some strategies, you know, some tactics. They probably gonna need a couple of formations. They might even need a general. We might need to get my boy Erwin to go out there and lead them. Also, just so y'all know, if y'all didn't understand this before, these 100 men will be barehanded. So no weapons, no bringing in no knives, no swords, none of that. No picking up rocks or sticks, none of that. Just straight hands. Boxing only. Okay, so let's start with the gorilla stats first. So according to this article I just found on ultimatekilimanjaro.com, adult male gorillas known as silverback stand between 4 and 6 feet tall when upright and weigh 300 to 485 pounds. By contrast, humans average 5 feet 4 inches to 6 feet in height, weighing 130 and 200 pounds. Despite similarities in height, gorillas have about 1.5 to 2 times the muscle mass and are significantly heavier than humans. They're not heavier than all humans. Studies suggest that gorillas are 4 to 10 times stronger than the average human, particularly in upper body strength. While humans can lift more weight relative to body size and control movements, gorillas beat humans in raw strength-based activity. A gorilla's upper body alone can support over 1,800 pounds in pulling force. For instance, field researchers and caretakers report that even juvenile gorillas can overpower fully grown humans, giving a rough estimate that adult gorillas may be 4 to 10 times stronger than humans. Observers have noted that gorillas can rip small trees and vines out of the ground, bend thick bamboo, and carry weights far greater than their body weight. Gorillas have a bite force of around 13 pounds per square inch, nearly double that of a human, allowing them to crush through vegetation, nuts, and stems with ease. This jaw strength paired with large canine teeth also serve as a defensive weapon against threats. Motherfuckers chewing right through your leg. Studies have shown that gorilla bones, particularly in the upper body, are thicker and denser than those of humans. Biomechanical analysis suggests that their upper body strength is optimized for powerful pulling and lifting motions. These anatomical studies imply that if direct strength tests were feasible, gorillas would significantly outperform humans in raw upper body force and endurance. Additionally, gorillas possess longer muscle fibers with higher density than humans, allowing them to exert force over a larger range of motion. The skeletal structure supports thick, powerful muscles around the chest, arms, and shoulders. So, you know, basically, we weak as hell compared to any gorilla out there. You know, even the top strongest dude in the world, I don't know who that is currently. Like, he's not even half the strength of a gorilla, and that's even in a lifting motion. We're not even talking about fighting yet. But one thing I thought was interesting when I was, you know, doing my research, doing my analysis for this video, is how hard can a gorilla punch? Well, a silverback gorilla's punch is estimated to be between 1,300 and 2,700 psi. And I just want you to really put this in perspective. Like, Mike Tyson, who's one of the hardest punchers in like human history, was at 1,800 psi. Remember, this is talking about the hardest puncher, and the average gorilla is already just way over that. So yeah, fuck. So yeah, that nigga Donkey Kong is punching you straight through a wall. Oh yeah, also there was this report of a man getting his head ripped off by a gorilla. Like, I wasn't making a joke when I was saying your head was coming straight off. The only authentic record of a gorilla killing a human occurred in 1910. The victim, a native of the Baringo tribe, Uganda, had apparently gone into the forest to cut some bamboo and had surprised a family of gorillas resting in an open space. The man was immediately attacked by a large male, and when his corpse was found later, on it was minus the head and neck, which were lying nearby. An arm had also been torn off in similar fashion. This is why I wouldn't be a part of the 100-man group that's fighting. I'm staying in the very back. No way, bro. I like my head on my shoulders. But now let's build the perfect human man and duplicate him to take down one gorilla. Let's start off with mindset / mental strength. So for this section, I was thinking we should get some like military guys, you know, some Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, some Marines, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are probably some of the most mentally strong, mentally tough people on the planet. As not only do they endure extremely tough training on a pretty much daily basis, but they also have to go to war and deal with all the traumas and horrific experiences that come with war. I mean, these are people who have to fight and watch people people die on a daily basis. And I think some other people we could throw in this category could be like police officers, firemen, EMS people. You know, these people have high stress jobs, physically taxing jobs. You know, they see death. So these people could mentally prepare for a challenge like this where, you know, you could see people's heads getting ripped off their bodies. And I think some pro athletes could kind of fit in this category as well. Obviously not to the same extreme basis of like an army ranger or a fireman or something, but some combat sports athletes could have, you know, a really tough mindset, obviously, you know, boxers, MMA fighters. But imagine if we had a nigga out there with Kobe's mindset, like somebody who just gonna go to the extreme. That can really help. So yeah, for mindset / mental strength, we gonna go with a military soldier fireman with Kobe's Mamba mentality. So now we're on to physical attributes, and for this type of thing, we want guys that can, you know, hit hard, strike hard, who are very strong and have lots of endurance, as we want to tire out the gorilla and beat him over time through a war of attrition. So for stamina / endurance, I think we can have some marathon runners, some bikers, some climbers, and swimmers. These are people who are exerting their bodies for hours, even days sometimes, with no food, no rest, and like a drop of water maybe. Plus you also got to factor in the type of mental strength it takes to run an ultra marathon, which can be up to 100 miles. Like, what would even make you want to do that shit? But brother, 100 fucking miles? And like I said, like that's a race that's going on for days, and you know that's what you're getting into, and you trained for that. You went out every day and trained, thinking, oh yeah, I'm finna run for like 7 days straight, no food. What the fuck? Like, you gotta be in a different space mentally for that shit. But a bunch of runners and swimmers won't be enough to take down one gorilla. I mean, look how small the best distance runners be. I know size doesn't always mean anything, especially in a fight, but in this fight it kinda does, buddy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we not only need people that can hit hard, but can also lift heavy amounts of weight, because again, through the sheer numbers alone, we might be able to overpower the gorilla. Maybe suplex his monkey ass or something. So for the strength category, I'm thinking some strong men, as they both have the strength and the size, but the only problem is they definitely don't have the stamina. I mean, look at these niggas. Like, do you really fuck 100 miles? Can you see them running one? Like, come on, man. So I was really thinking about some wrestlers, because I mean, wrestlers are actually kind of crazy. Like, they cracked. I ain't gonna lie. These dudes have both the strength and the endurance, and they also got some techniques, since wrestling is a combat sport. I mean, look at some of these niggas, man. But again, we also have to factor in striking power and martial skill. So for this, I'm exclusively thinking of heavyweight boxers and MMA fighters, but again, heavyweight MMA fighters. Because if we're gonna beat a primate that is 10 times stronger than the average person, then we need the strongest guys out there. Fuck all that pound for pound shit. So yeah, we looking for the Mike Tysons, the Muhammad Alis, the Francis Ngannous, the John Jones, the types of fighters who are big, strong, and skilled. So for this physical attributes section, we want to combine the stamina and endurance of an ultra marathon runner with both the size and strength of a pro heavyweight MMA fighter. Someone who can hit hard, lift heavy, who's big and is immensely skilled. But now that we have the perfect man that is both mentally and physically strong and is prepared, now we need a few strategies. And like I said, even though we have this perfect super soldier, we're only gonna win by sheer numbers, hence the 100 men to begin with. I think if all the men swim the gorilla all at once, it'll eventually become overwhelmed just from trying to fight all these people off at once. But you know, maybe not all 100 at once. That might not be a good idea, because a lot of people, even the ones who aren't like getting knocked off, they can still get like injured or something. So maybe not all 100 at once, probably in like some groups or something. And then also, some people are just gonna have to be willing to be sacrificed and just be put on the silver platter to be torn apart. I mean, it just kind of is what it is, bro. We all kind of know what we getting into, or them, they know what they're getting into, Because not me. I don't fit any of these fucking categories anyway. Which is again why we need some military people for the mindset, because I mean these are people who are going off to war anyway. I mean, when you go into war, you kind of know what it is. You know there's a very likely chance that you could die in battle, so that's why we need those types of people for this fight specifically. And also, as I said earlier, the reason I picked the military guys for mindset is that they're probably the only people that can watch people get wiped from existence right in front of them and then just keep fighting after that. So yeah, this is the perfect man. And after a long drawn out fight of swarming the gorilla and just tiring him out over and over again, combining all our power, all our fucking weak ass power, we eventually beat the gorilla and secure victory with maybe like a half of the people left, maybe like 40 guys left, maybe probably like less than that if we really being serious, even with this Captain America super soldier ass nigga. I mean, it's still technically a win, even if one man is still standing. That's still a dub. Actually, matter of fact, even if all 100 men die, if the gorilla gone too, that's still low-key a W. But yeah, that's basically the perfect man, the perfect 100 man army that's beating a gorilla every time. And let me know if y'all want part 2, when we could do 100 clones of me versus a gorilla. But we're probably gonna fucking lose. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit it with a like, subscribe, you know, do all that nice stuff, whatever. If you want me to no longer be a bum, hit that like button. And yeah, I'm out though. Catch you guys next time.